Yo, yo, yo. It is Geo from Casa Kota here, web design and digital marketing, here to talk to you today about, whether it's worth it to go to a boot camp in 2021 or not. And I know we're still in 2020, but I think this applies going forward. So I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it because I went to a boot camp and I felt that it was, it was really good for me, but maybe it's not right for you. The reason, basically, to kind of surmise my point is that I think depending on where you're at, it's either a good idea or it might be not such a great idea. So here's my take on it. If you are wondering whether college is right for you and you are willing to invest that kind of money, then a boot camp is definitely for you. Reason being is that with a boot camp, I think it can supplement college. Like if you're already set on college or you're in college and you're wondering if a boot camp is right for you, then I think a boot camp is still applicable to you because when you're in university and you're learning computer science, or maybe you even want to pair an existing skill with what you learn in a boot camp, I think it's going to be beneficial. The reason being is that in university, they're not going to tell you a lot about how to do common web development and the latest web development technologies and just like some of the ideas that go on in web development, and you might touch on it in just like a couple weeks, right? Whereas in a boot camp, it's like literally full semester, full on, like this is what you're going to be doing on the job. And I found it to be very true, just that the boot camp is a little more intense. That's the only difference, which I think is saying a good thing, that you're basically being prepped in a very intense environment for what the real world and real job experience is going to be like. So with that being said, if you yourself are considering college, or like considering whether you want to go to college or you're in college but you're still interested in a boot camp, I think that it is definitely the right choice for you. Because it's just going to give you a lot. It's going to expose you to the latest stuff. Additionally, the alumni networks in these boot camps are just so vast and so expansive that they can definitely offer you a lot for you to kind of draw from. Like I'm still talking to this day with the people that I graduated in my cohort, and they are still doing well. They're still in their respective software engineering roles. And in fact, one of the guys from my cohort is actually leading the boot camp that I went to, which was Hack Reactor. So if you go to Hack Reactor in New York, give a shout out to Steven, say Geo sent you, because he's a great guy and he's really smart. And the Hack Reactor experience, at least in New York, from my experience, was like really great. It was really good. Now, where is it that it doesn't necessarily apply? I think if you are in a position where you don't have a lot of money to spend and you want to, and you're looking for some sort of schooling that can teach you how to become a software engineer, and it might not be the most popular idea or concept, right? My take on that is going to be just wait. Get some experience in the actual real world as a software engineer or any sort of technological specialist. For example, if you can get a job as like a QA person or working on WordPress websites, that's definitely going to help you out a lot more because you're going to have some experience into how projects are structured. And the reason I say this is because I've worked in small web agencies and I've also worked in, multi-million, like I'm talking 9-figure companies. They make 9 figures per year, if not, 10. And the setup is more the same than it isn't, right? Because they know that they have a project coming in, they need to break it down into parts and basically have, everybody from every department work on it in a structured and organized way so that way the next person can work on it. And it's very much like an assembly line. Now, at a large company, it might not necessarily be an assembly line. It's more kind of like a collaborative effort that just kind of gets built upon over time versus just getting an idea in, working on it, shipping it out. But it still exposes you to the actual process for how these things happen. And additionally, it will give you some technical experience so you don't walk into a boot camp unprepared. The reason being is that I've seen a lot of people that will, not log in. I'm like still stuck on work. I've seen a lot of people that will essentially, they'll go to a boot camp with no experience whatsoever, and they'll struggle. They'll struggle through the entire process, right? I think that you should have some sort of experience coming in. And so if you don't really have a lot of money right now for schooling and you want to get your foot in the door with a boot camp, I would say just work on something that, like, trust me, there's a lot of digital agencies, small web agencies that will hire you. They're definitely not going to give you the best pay, and they might have you working, a little harder. Now, that's not to say, yeah, just throw yourself in any situation. I'm saying if you talk to a web agency or a digital agency and they kind of, they lay out the expectations very clearly from the start. They don't look like they're trying to, they don't say, we're a family here. They don't do that. And they just look like they're straight to the point. They just need to get products done and they need somebody to work on this. I say go for it because that's the perfect type of environment. You're basically going to get experience. You're going to get paid while you get this experience. And, you're going to prepare yourself once you go to, a boot camp, especially because even if you're not in a totally technical position, it's better than nothing. Trust me, it's better than nothing. Expose yourself as much as you can. And additionally, getting paid while you learn some of the core elements of like a language like JavaScript, right, or Python, I mean, that's going to help you out immensely because you'll have some experience going in. Now, if you are, let's say you're working or maybe you're not working and you've got the money to spend and you want to go to a boot camp, should you go to a boot camp so that way you can switch careers? I would say yes. But I would say, definitely make sure that you prep yourself. Again, I don't want you to be that type of person that goes to this boot camp with the expectation that everything's going to be handled for you, you're going to do wonderful, and everything's going to work out well. Because I had experience with coding and I still struggled in certain parts of it. So I would say definitely familiarize yourself first before going to the boot camp. If you're already in university for computer science, whatever, like you're going to be able to pick it up fairly easy. There's going to be some concepts that still throw you off, but you'll do well. And yeah, man, like I think it's like really, I think it's a really doable thing. I think it's a well worthwhile investment. And, I think that ultimately, I would encourage anybody who's thinking about, taking the leap of faith and working in, going to a boot camp to develop these skills, like do it. It's a great experience. It worked out for me. I had it paid off within 10 years. 10 years. Dude, I am so burnt out right now. I had it paid off within the same year because I got a job the same year I left, and I got hired by the boot camp. So I would say if you are, if you have a chance or an opportunity to work for the boot camp, which sometimes they do it to pad their employment numbers, but it'll still get you paid. It'll still keep you in a network of people that are just constantly talking about code, best ways to, get in. Like, I think is really worthwhile. Like a lot of the people that I started with are now working at Facebook or they're working at larger companies. Some of them are working at startups. It's a worthwhile investment, man. Like I really do think so. I got interviews at, Google, Facebook, and I came really close to Facebook if it wasn't for the damn leak code stuff. Like I messed up one problem so badly, but that's besides the point. Are boot camps right for you? I've laid out, what I think it is. If you're in university or and you want to expand your skill set or reinforce your existing skill set with programming, do it. If you don't have the money for school right now and you're not really sure, I would say hold off, work, get some experience, and then do it. And then if you have money to spend and you're working but you just want to make that career switch, get some experience first just by familiarizing yourself with the material and then make the switch. And you'll definitely thank yourself for it because you're going to make it a lot easier for yourself, and future self will thank you because you made it easier for them. So that's it for today. I hope you got something out of this. Let me know in the comments what you think and whether you think boot camps are right for you, or if you even have more questions, and I'd be happy to answer them in the comments. And that's it. Take care. Geo from Casa Kota Web Design Digital Marketing, signing out. Take care.